Hello, welcome back everybody. This is the second part of a video series where we're learning how to make a box for our water piano project using a program called Autodesk Inventor. So in the first video we learned how to make a 2D sketch and how to extrude the parts of this 2D sketch to form the bottom and the sides to our box here. In this video we're going to learn how to punch a few holes through the front so that our speaker noise can actually come out the front. So what we're going to start with is a 2D sketch like all of our parts here. And we're going to start this 2D sketch on the narrow side of this box. So if you've been following along and you're at the home sort of default view here, it should be the one on the bottom right corner. If you're not sure if you have exactly the right side, what you can do is go up to Inspect and Measure and hit the first line here, and that'll tell you the length of the line. If you hit a second line, it'll tell you the distance in between the lines. So we want to make sure we're on the face that has a 2.33 inch face. Okay, so hit Escape to get out of the measurement thing and go back to 3D model view. And we're going to start a 2D sketch on this face here. Now, I'm going to zoom in and out a little bit so that we get a little bit closer. Click and drag. So I'm going to start by making a line. And what this line's going to do is it's going to line up where our holes are going to go. So I'm just going to rotate a little bit so you can see what I'm actually attaching to. So if I'm at the bottom right corner here, the dot turns green. If I go right in the middle, that dot turns green as well. But what I actually want to measure from, see how it made that line there? So if I just sort of move slowly down, it knows that there is this other face, the top of the bottom of our box. So I'm going to start my line from this point here. And I'm going to go straight up. Now you'll see on the right how it says 90 degrees and there's that little red symbol. If I go a little bit to the side, all of a sudden it won't be making this line perpendicular to the first line. So I want to make sure that that's on 90 degrees facing up, and our measurement is highlighted blue here. I'm going to hit 1 to go up 1 inch, and that makes a 1 inch line perpendicular to our bottom line, and you can see that little gray symbol there which tells you that it's actually at a 90-degree angle from the other one. Now you can keep going. We're going to make 2 more lines here before we're finished. So the same thing, we want 180 degrees from the last one, and we're going to go 0.25 inches up, hit enter. We got another one, and then the same thing, another 0.25 inches, and that one goes up. Okay, and then hit escape. So now we've made 3 separate little line segments. Now, we're not quite done yet with this sketch. What we're going to do is make 3 points. So again, remember you got to get that mouse button to go green. Make 1, 2, 3 points, and that's it. Okay. Now, let's finish that sketch. So now we're back into the 3D view. So what these 3 points did, that just basically laid out where we want our holes to start. So there's a couple different ways that we can make a hole in this program. I like to use the hole function. So if we place some holes by manually selecting these here, those 3 points, it knows that those 3 points are points where we want to make a hole. You need to put a point down for this hole function to actually work. So that's why we made those points. So we've selected the 3 centers of the holes that we want to make. What we want to do here is change the size of the holes to 0.2 inches. Okay, and then you notice how the holes go all the way through to the end. So what we're going to tell it to do, instead of going through everything, we could either tell it to go a certain distance. So right now, you can see the holes go through 1 inch. So they're going all the way through 1 inch through. Now we could leave it like that because we're just going into empty space, or we could change that to 0.125 if you like, and then they'll only go through our walls, which are 1/8 thick. Or there's another function that we can do, and we could go to. So we're going to put those holes to this face here. Now this might not seem super important right now, but let's just say we wanted to change the thickness of our walls later on. We can go into this program, we can go into our original sketch from the last video, and we can change the size of that second box to make it thicker or thinner or what have you. and then all the rest of the parts will change automatically, except if we made this a distance, like a 0.125 distance, and all of a sudden we made our walls thicker, well, our holes wouldn't go all the way through. So if we tell the program we want to make a hole and we want it to go through this one face by going to the next face, no matter how many times we change the drawing around, these holes will always go all the way to that face. Okay? So 0.2 inches, we're going to the next face. Let's hit OK. There we go. Now we got 3 holes. So 3 holes doesn't seem like much. We could put in a whole bunch more holes in, ourselves, but there is a way better way to do this. So we got to go to this tool over here. There's a lot of them here. We're going to go to this one with the circle around it called the circular pattern. Okay. So the first thing we need to do is select the things that we want to circularize. So we want to take all those 3 holes. Okay. And then we want to make them turn around this first, what will be the middle hole. And here we can select how many holes we want to put. So, we could do 2, and that would make them opposite of each other. We could do 3. All right, so that makes a little windmill shape, or we could do 6, the default setting. That's actually what we want. We want to make 6. Okay, then hit OK. Radio, now we got a snowflake. So, sound could come out of this, but we could certainly make a few more holes in that. So, let's make another 2D sketch right on the same plane. And I'm going to make a line again so that we line it up in just the right place. Now, I'm going to make this sketch from our middle hole. So everything now I want to design around this middle hole, just to keep everything, concentric. So how we actually select the middle point of this hole, you need to slowly cursor over the hole here until it turns black. And then the program knows, if you've waited on this for half a second, it knows, okay, they want to actually select this shape and do something with this shape. So we get the green dot right in the middle of that circle. So that's what we want. And we're going to go right off to the side. So we got this little red symbol here on the side again. If we go off a little bit, we don't get it. So make sure it's snapping to that 0 degrees. We're going to go 0.5 inches out. Okay, and hit escape to get out of the line. And we're going to make 1 point right there. Okay, and then we could finish that sketch. And just do the same thing. We're going to make 1 hole. We're going to make it from that point. It remembered we want to make it 0.2 inches. And we want to... Yes, hit OK. Oh, sorry. We need to go to that other face again. There. Okay, and then hit OK. And sorry for the zoom in and out, but now we made 1 hole. So what we want to do again, the same circular function. We want to select that one feature, and we want to rotate it around that middle hole. And there we go. So now our first ring has 6 holes. Our next ring has, well, twice that many. It has 12 holes. So a speaker could do this. Let's make another ring of holes though. So let's just do one more 2D sketch. Okay. And let's make a line. We're going to start from the same center point here. So I don't know why you want to select that one. Silly program. No, we want to select this one from that point. Let's go up, and we're going to go up 0.75. Okay, and make another point. Okay, finish that sketch. Make another hole. We want to make that hole, and we want it to go to this face. And hit OK. And then we want to circularize that shape again around about that hole there. So now we are going to put not 6, not 12, we're going to put 18 of them in there. And that gives us an even spacing of holes all the way around. Hit OK. Voila. We have a whole bunch of holes which fit our speaker very well and let the sound travel through without any impedance. So that's going to conclude this video. We will pick up with the next one for the mounting parts for the speaker.